Lives Matter protests once again put the spotlight on police violence and systemic racism in the United States. But racial injustice in America's farming sector has not been highlighted adequately enough. What challenges do black farmers face in America? This report tells you.
The Soul Fire Farm was founded in 2011 by an African-American activist, Leah Penniman. It specializes in medicinal herbs such as mint, bee balm, calendula and vegetables. It has been a bumper harvest this year. Farmer Brooke Bridges examines the long rows of tomato plants and other produce that is ready to be harvested. The crop will be picked and packed, and then delivered mainly to poor black and minority families around Albany, the capital of New York State.
Being able to offer that to people who are in low-income communities who don't have access to good food, who are, some don't even have money to take the bus and get their kids to school, people who are just really disadvantaged, that just something like a beautiful box of produce can spark something in them, and spark something and remind them of who they are as a black person in America. And it's not what the culture has told us that we are.
Blacks are clearly underrepresented in the US farming industry. According to census data, there are only 45,000 black farmers. That's just 1.3% of all agricultural producers in the United States. While blacks make up nearly 13% of the total American population, who owns the land says a lot about who owns the wealth in a country. All through 20th century, despite social reforms and emancipation, the black farmers haven't been allowed to own land. They have been denied loans and are often reduced to just landless contract farm workers.
There's been an effort to not only get black people off of their land and to take land away from black people, but there's also an effort to make black people think they don't want to live in the country. They make them think they're not welcome there and make them think that they're not going to enjoy being there. And they think a city there's an effort to make us think that a city is the place where we're most comfortable, rather than being out here where I'm on 80 acres. I don't have neighbors calling the cops on me or looking at what I'm doing. I can shoot guns. I can do whatever I want.
African Americans describe this as the economic knee placed on them to stifle them financially. It remains difficult even today for African Americans in many parts of the United States to obtain bank loans to buy and develop a farm. In rural America, the discrimination is far worse.
Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up!
So just ahead of the crucial elections, black farmers feel the Black Lives Matter protests must go beyond highlighting police brutality and discrimination. For the protests to have real meaning, focus must also be on breaking down the institutional discrimination which has for too long stifled the black Americans with an economic knee. Bureau Report, WION World is One.